What's going on, guys? The Barber Phil here, back again with another video. This week's video will not be as much of a haircut tutorial as it will be a clipper review. In this week's video, we will be doing a clipper review on the StyleCraft Rebel. This is a borrowed clipper from my guy Sean Cuts Hair, so shout out to him for letting me borrow it. On top of that, a clipper review, we'll be doing a guard system review. So Gamma has their new double magnet professional guards, which are the very bottom ones, and then you have Babyliss guards in the middle, followed by the Wahl premium guards on top. I'll get a lot better up close clips of these guys. As you guys can tell, there's a huge difference between the Wahl premium guards on top and the Gamma double magnets on bottom. So I'll be very curious to see, guys, do these cut the same length on the side of the head? They are obviously labeled the same length on the actual guards themselves as far as millimeters and inches, but I will be curious if they cut the same length on the head. So stick with me, guys. We'll get right into that video. Let's get to it. All right, guys, so real quick, what comes in the box is pretty standard with a lot of the StyleCraft and Gamma stuff out right now. You're gonna get the different color lids, 3 different options. Of course, I don't have the red and black one. Sean's got that one since we are borrowing this from him. So you got the clipper, the extra casings, and then pretty standard, guys, you've got your dock, your charging cord. You can swap out the lever, different color levers, the blue and the pink. And then there is also, I believe, in the bag here, as well as the guards, which I already have the guards out, so you guys won't be able to see those in the box here. But it also does come with the modified bracket so that you can use those inner screw holes for your Andis blades, so your master blade or your the Oster fast feed blade. So I'm actually even try those out on this clipper. All right, guys, so we're just gonna go kind of top to bottom here. So it's gonna say that you can do the modified lengths with the stretch bracket. It's got the super torque motor. You get the interchangeable body kits, like I mentioned. It's got the black diamond carbon DLC blade, 7,200 RPM DC rotary motor. It's got the double magnets, USB charger, 3 hour of cordless runtime, adjustable zero gap blade. And then you can go from the click system if you don't use the stretch bracket, or take the click system out and just use the stretch bracket. And so that's about it, guys. That's pretty much most of the features. The fusion blade, of course, and then like I said, I've got the stretch bracket on here, and we do not have the click system yet. So this first haircut is going to be on straight hair, a little bit darker in color. It is a little bit damp because we already cut the top, or sectioned the top off. I did block graduation. And basically what I was trying to do was, like I've said, try to just get an understanding of, does a 2-guard with the more narrow looking Gamma guards cut the same as a more, I don't want to say bulky, because that's not, I'm not trying to dog one set of guards or the other, but definitely in size and bulk, the Wahl premium guards are definitely bigger. So that's what I was trying to gauge here, just to see how clean the hair fed through the guards. Could I tell a difference? And so we'll just keep going through here. You guys can really tell once we get to his left side. You guys will have a lot better view of the non-difference between how much hair was left and the color that was left behind after using one guard versus a different guard. There really wasn't much difference at all. So I finished out the other side with the Gamma guards, and then we started right back on this side. This is a lot better camera angle. So we're going to start with the open 2-guard using the Gamma guard system, and then we're going to follow up right here above the ear in just a second with the Wahl premium guard, 2 open, same clipper, levers all the way open just like it was before. We're going to come through, do the same exact passes, make sure that there isn't a difference in length left, and as you guys can tell, to my surprise especially, there really wasn't. Now what I will say is, when I come back in here in a second with the Gamma guard and go back through there, it didn't cut it shorter, but what I do think it did was it maybe cut some of the straggler hairs that were left behind. So that's probably the biggest difference. You have the 5 teeth on the Babyliss and the Wahl premium guards, and then you have the 9 teeth on the Gamma and the Andis guards. And I think because there are more teeth, there are times where it's going to be more effective in cutting the maximum number of hairs. I hope that makes sense, and I hope I'm not a crazy person for thinking that. Y'all let me know in the comment section. So hopefully guys, some of these pictures can kind of show what I've been talking about with the difference between thickness. Like I said, the Wahl and Babyliss guards look like taper guards. The Gamma ones look like fade guards, and so these are some pictures kind of showing some examples of what made me think that. Alright guys, so we're a couple haircuts in. I actually switched out back to the blue lid. The original one was the blacked out alpha lid. I was borrowing this clipper, like I said, from Sean Cuts Hair. Of course, most of his stuff is all burnered out if you follow his channel at all. But we switched to the blue lid. That's why it's going to look different maybe in some of the other clips later in the video. So far, so good, guys. Stick with me. Let's keep going with this thing. It's actually working out a lot better than I anticipated. I'm so used to using the Ergos that I kind of go into stuff sometimes, maybe not with the most open-minded concept thought of it, but so far so good, guys. And it's hard to beat the Fusion blade in that stretch bracket. So you guys can see how wide open that is. It's cutting like butter. And as far as the guards, I'm actually really liking these guards. One thing I will say, and I apologize for the background noise, I'm just doing this live in the shop. You guys can tell these blades are just like the Andis blades. So that's one thing that I really do like about the Andis guard system is the number of teeth in there. You know, this is a 3 guard on the Andis purple guard set compared to the Babyliss, and the Wahl premium guards are the same as these. Obviously 5 teeth in the middle, not including the 2 on the outside, versus 9. So I do think that these feed hair probably a little bit better. So stick with me, guys. Apologize for all the moving around. I'm holding the camera, I'm in the shop. So these next few clips will be more cuts on different straight haircuts and different hair colors, hair densities. This one's blonde. The first one was straight hair, but it was darker. The next one's going to be it's going to be darker, but it's going to be a lot thicker. And then the last one will be salt and pepper, and we'll be doing a bald fade. You guys can see how clean these clippers cut in that open section. But what I wanted to really point out here too, guys, is if you go to StyleCraft or you go to Gamma's websites, I do believe that the Rebels run on average about $20 cheaper than the Ergos, which is my current go-to clipper. The big difference is it's a super torque rotary motor with the Rebel, and it is the magnetic motor with the Ergos. So that's really just a matter of your preference. I guess I haven't really, because I've used Ergos now for so long, I haven't used some of the newer rotary motor clippers. It may be about time that I, go back to 2 Ergos instead of 3, and maybe throw a Rebel in. That's how much I'm enjoying these right now. May have to sweet talk Sean Cuts Hair into just letting these hang out on my station for a while and see how they work out. Hopefully they stay in the rotation, because they do cut really nice. That open section is very clean. Like you guys saw there, I closed the clipper all the way up. We have put a nice difference between the open section and then putting in that bald line. And then of course you just start closing it up. You work your way down, fade that section out, and then we'll meet it up into this darker area, just like we do. Like I said, I'm not going to have this one be too much of a haircut tutorial at all. Just want you guys to see this clipper in action on different hair heads. And so the salt and pepper hair, if you don't cut much of it, it is kind of wiry, especially those white hairs. They do want to spring out a lot. So we just want to make sure that I give you guys everything that I can from the day or 2 that I used them there, and don't leave anything behind. Guys, just a heads up, we are pretty close to 4,500, which means we are not far off of 5K, so props to you guys for that. There will be a 5K giveaway. Once we get a little bit closer, we'll start getting into details, and we'll figure out what that is going to be. I will try to make it worth your while to help me get to that, and the winner will be definitely happy. So of course guys, when I went back and rewatched the film, I did not get using an 8 guard over the top, but I will say with confidence that the clipper did very well taking this down. We didn't have a ton on top, so it didn't really cut off a whole bunch, but it cut off enough that I wish I would have had the clip so you guys could see. But it did a great job. It didn't bog down, it didn't get snagged. So we're gonna go ahead and curl it now that we've gotten it evened all out. And then we're gonna come in, I believe it's a 3 guard open at first, yes, to go ahead and help connect the sides to the top. This will get the side panel ready to go for the fade. What we're gonna do is take that guard off. We're gonna do an open section. This takes it right up from the top of his sideburn to about where the vertical bar starts to come start. So that's about a 1 inch or so section. And then we're gonna close it all the way up. Basically kind of that replaces the detailer setting that bald line in step that I normally do. I just wanted to see how close these get in a closed clipper section. And we're just going to fade it out. We'll just go ahead and follow up the rest of the side doing what we normally do. I believe it's a 1.5 guard halfway open, flicking up into that 3 guard that we initially did. And then from there you use your 1 guard, kind of the same thing, flicking up into it. Work your way down, slowly start to close that clipper. The lower you get in each little section, put the half guard on there. I usually start with it about halfway open, and then as you slowly start to close it up, it should just eventually erase that bottom line and you're good to go. Alright guys, so day 2 using the StyleCraft Rebel. Yesterday we did about 8 cuts and I only used this clipper. I wanted to make sure that I give it all that I had yesterday. And if you would have told me beforehand that I would have not picked up the Ergo or the Octane Volt, I would have told you there's no way that I would have not used those clippers, but I did. And I think that's a lot of credit to obviously StyleCraft and putting out quality tools. The Fusion blade, and then of course that stretch bracket setup, guys, it's tough to beat if you don't have those two. Please do yourself a favor, go to StyleCraft or Gamma's websites and pick those up. Use promo code TheBarberPhil to get 10% off. But we did an 8 guard through some curly hair on top, removed the bulk just fine. I got a kid's cut later in the day that I did. You know, it's that blonde, thinner, fine, kind of, you know, softer hair. And I don't think that a typical guard set like the Wahl Premium guards or the Babyliss guards, I don't think that they would have fed that hair as well. I credit that to, like I said, the Gamma Professional Double Magnet guard set, which is very similar to your Andis purple guards, which is a lot of times what I end up using on kids because they do feed better if I don't use my detachable clipper. I started off with Sean's, it was the, which one was it? Not the Rebel, it was the Alpha. Sean had the black Alpha casing on it, so if the video earlier looked different than this, it's because we swapped out the casings. As far as the guard review, it wasn't as big a difference as what I thought it might be. So, Wahl and Babyliss guards look like taper guards, and then the Gamma guards look like fade guards. So my biggest suggestion or tip, obviously that means that the teeth at the top, they come to a point a lot more. So be careful, guys. If you're not keeping that flush and then scooping out, you're not going to be able to dig in with these like you might be able to get away with on the Wahl Premium and the Babyliss guards. So that's my biggest tip with those. But I actually really like them. They stayed on the clipper very well. Nothing was wiggling around. There was no rattling. So I'm impressed, guys. What else can I say? It's Gamma and StyleCraft. They put out quality stuff. So I mean, you would expect it to all be good. All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap up on that StyleCraft Rebel review. As far as I can tell so far, guys, I really do enjoy the clipper. I don't know if it will work its way into my system just yet. I'm gonna continue to use it, keep giving it a fair shot. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Guys, I don't know if you've noticed the subscriber count, we're getting close to 500, so that does mean that a 5K giveaway will be coming up once we hit that mark. So help me get there, guys. Make sure you slap that like button, hit that comment section, and then of course, if you're not subscribed, tap that subscribe button. Help me out, get me into those algorithms. And like I said, promo code the Barber Phil. Head over to StyleCraft and Gamma, give you 10% off all their fantastic clippers. Appreciate StyleCraft for putting out quality stuff. And without further ado, guys, we'll get into another video later this week. And like I said, we'll start having the color guard chart in the bottom corner so you guys can follow along. Appreciate y'all.